I think I got enough people on here so we can really have a logical discussion, and we can talk about this. Now, before I start, I want to tell you to take your emotions and throw them far, far away, because this is not an emotional place to be. Y'all know I speak from logic. You know, my mind. What's up, Java? My mind works like a hey Twan, like a computer. So emotions usually be non-existent, for real, for real. But again, please leave your emotions at the front door and just bring your logic. Okay? Now, first off, I had to see what he was saying, because everybody's been so crazy about what Kanye was saying. Like, oh my God, he said slavery was a choice and blah, blah, blah. So I had to, again, because y'all know I'm so Black Panther and so Black Power. You know what I mean? So I had to leave my emotions at the door, because I'm like, okay, let me see what he's talking about from a logical perspective, from a rational perspective, because emotion voids all of your common sense. So I listened to him, and he kept saying 400 years, 400 years. That's what he kept saying, 400 years. Now, granted, when it came to slavery, them taking us, that was not a choice. You get what I'm saying? It was not something that we actually had a hand in, like saying, okay, I don't want to go. I don't want to get on that ship. No, we didn't have a choice. Now, with me saying that, I would like to talk about the fact that not only were we taken, some of our ancestors sold us into slavery. I want you to do know that now. Some of us were stolen, some of us were sold. Okay? So I want you to keep that in the back of your mind, because that's going to come up later in this discussion. Okay? So once we got to the Americas, some of us jumped and committed suicide in order not to be shackled and become slaves. But the rest who were in bondage and came on over were beaten, maimed, subjected to the worst possible living conditions that even a dog doesn't deserve, much less a human. Now, from Kanye saying that it was a choice, and he kept harping on 400 years. Now, during slavery, there were many revolts. Nat Turner was not the only revolt. There were many slaves who tried to run away and died, were killed, hung, made examples of. Also, I want to note that during those revolts, there were a great many of us who stood back and didn't do anything. There were a great many of us who warned Massa of the revolts before they happened. There were a great many of us who told on the runaways and where they were going, therefore allowing them to be caught and hung and made examples of. Now, let's get into the choice thing. All of us have choices. Even in slavery, we had choices to join the revolution or sit back and be afraid, because we've seen the examples that were made from people who actually stood up to fight. Okay? Now, so many years later, hundreds of years later, centuries later, we have situations where we have choices as of right now. Example, Colin Kaepernick knelt to protest the police brutality and the cops killing us. Other NFL players had the choice to either stand with him or remain secure in their job positions. As you see, Colin Kaepernick was blackballed, and nobody really knelt with him. Okay? I want to give another example. When the Starbucks incident happened, I saw on my own timeline where people were saying that was wrong and we want to boycott Starbucks. We also had a great many people who decided, I just want to be contrary and rebel against this. So they posted pictures, our own Black people, posted pictures with Starbucks cups, and that was their choice. We had another example with H&M, where they troll us all the time and make subtle jokes and pokes at us. And instead of all of us boycotting, a lot of us sit to the side and think we've proven a point by taking pictures with the very thing that most of us want to boycott, because we want to be respected as a people. Now, let's go back to Kanye saying slavery is a choice. The same way I made an example of us being sold into slavery by our own people. The same way I made an example of when we had revolts and uprisings, there were some of our people who decided to tell massa because they wanted to be a good slave. You understand? Same way I made an example of the things that are happening right now where we have choices and we make the choice to stand down. Those are choices. So when it comes to slavery, we're still enslaved. And we still make the choice to turn our heads, and we still make the choice to sip from massa's cup all the time. So until we decide to do better, we're going to remain in mental slavery. We still trying to show off on our other black people by donning Gucci and Fendi and saying you ain't got this, as opposed to taking that money and taking one of their kids who lead an unfortunate lifestyle to a nice restaurant and showing them that they too can get here. We want to stun on each other. We want to dog each other out. So yeah, our slavery, especially today, is a choice. Just like back then, if every single last one of us rose up. Anyway, I just saw something, and I just had a news flash come across my screen, and it said the 2 black men from Starbucks just settled for $1. Now, I know that's got to be a lie, but it came from Newsweek. That was the flash I just got, but I'm going to research that after we get off here. But I want to make another quick example, okay? Kanye said this, and it has people in an uproar. Now, the Crips decided they want to put a hit out on Kanye. Okay, yeah, he's a black man and he said something stupid. They want to put a hit out on Kanye. They got this much power to say we gonna silence you by putting a hit out on you. But these same Crips, these same black Crips, watching their brothers and sisters, black brothers and sisters getting gunned down by cops, and you ain't putting no hit out on George Zimmerman. You ain't putting no hit out on Mark Furman. You ain't putting no hit, and you wonder why. He say it's a choice. I'm not angry at Kanye. I think he could have said it in a better way. But as far as, because I think people are taking it at face value, saying it was a choice for us to be shackled and we decided to be shackled. No, we didn't. And I don't think, I hate the free thought thing. I hate that term. But I don't think anybody who thinks rationally would believe that he's saying we were putting our hands and feet out saying, here, please let us. I honestly don't believe that that's what was meant. I think he's saying we make a choice to stay in slavery. Enslaved is what we are. And right now, guess what we doing? We going back and forth at each other's throats over a statement. It baffles me. It truly baffles me. So the irony in all of this is, to me, is this. He's saying things are a choice. The slavery thing for 400 years is a choice. We got to make the choice to do better. Or we going to stay here forever. We going to stay lost forever. And now we have more choice than ever right now when it comes to breaking free. And the example I just made, we have choices. And the Crips made the choice to put a hit out on Kanye West and not even looking at the cops who done murdered people in cold blood for no reason. Y'all ain't upset about that? At first, I was outraged. But when I started seeing the responses, I started understanding where he was coming from. We got to do better. Because right now, we still scared. It's a lot of people right now on your news feed scared to voice their opinions on injustices and racial bias because they don't want the corporation that they work for to reprimand them. We still stuck. And until we break free mentally, we gonna stay exactly right there. Right there. So anyway, it's gnats here now. I'm in the South, y'all, and it's getting warm and gnats are everywhere. So And Blue be having the door open because she be playing ball out there. Well, I had a door open, you know. And then these gnats be escaping in the house. Anyway, okay, I'm about to go, guys. And I thank you for not bringing your emotions to this. And I thank you for being logical thinkers, as I made a point. I thank you for not being, immature about it. I really do. I thank you for listening and being rational. Y'all, have y'all heard this? Hold on. Let me turn it up for a second. I want y'all to hear this before I go. If that don't make you happy, nothing will. Put it in my pocket, put it in my pocket, in my back pocket, put it in my pocket, in my pocket, in my back pocket. Oh. That is the song, y'all. It just makes me happy. Okay. I'm gone. Download that Wolfpack. That band is everything. All right. Talk to y'all later. I love y'all.